We have an anime tourist problem, and they don't even know what the big three is. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. You're watching the channel Dr.Applesauce. My name's Will. It's another beautiful day here in Texas. I hope you guys know that I love you, God loves you, that there is an awesome plan for your life. There is a topic that seems to be one of the most heavily debated topics in the anime community, other than the fact that Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime. Don't quote me. A lot of people have arguments about what the anime big three is. This is something that I see a lot, and I wanted to bring this up because I've seen a lot of talk about this recently due to the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie coming out, doing so well, actually surpassing, Demon Slayer has now actually surpassed Bleach in manga sales, and a lot of what I can only assume are newer anime fans are calling for Demon Slayer to replace Bleach in the big three, which can't happen. It's not possible. And in the midst of those conversations, you see a lot of people that don't know what the anime big three is, or what the big three is in general. And then on top of that, a lot of people that are adamant about the big three being something else and willing to die on that hill of being completely incorrect. So we're going to set the record straight about the anime tourist problem and new gen anime fans who don't know what the big three is and want to want to stand behind the fact that they think the big three is something else. And we're going to show a little bit of proof, and then we're going to get into a little bit of discussion. Okay, let me know down in the comments below. Do you know who the big three are, and what do you think they are? I'd love to know down in the comments below. But one of the things that I want to be clear is I don't have any issue with people that are new anime fans. I don't have any problem with people that are casual anime fans, anything like that. If you're here and you're an anime fan, I love it. But when we have what I can only assume are anime tourists or new anime fans or casual anime fans that don't know what the big three are and want to argue that the big three are My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Demon Slayer, goodness gracious, help us. It kind of blows me away. So here's the reality. Here's the facts. The big three are Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Then you can do a 5 minutes worth of research on the internet and find umpteen articles that will support this and tell you why. But just for those of y'all that are visual, let's go ahead and look right here. This is a great, again, there's plenty of articles out there that'll tell you this, but here's a great article that tells you the big three is a term used to describe the three most popular running series during their golden age in Jump's mid-2000s period. One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. The nickname the Big Three came about due to their immense worldwide popularity and length. With that, they were always featured on the front of the shared Shonen Jump covers and always had bigger images for their main protagonists, Luffy, Naruto, and Ichigo. All three series ran for at least 15 years and 70 volumes, and all three overlapped in publication from 2001 to 2014. That is the Big Three. That is why they're the Big Three, and that's why they got the nickname for the manga sales in Jump's golden era period. Now, that has been adopted to refer to their anime adaptations, right? It's been adopted to refer to the anime of One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. But that is the big three. There is no other big three. There is no way to say that something else is the big three. That's exactly what it is. A friend of mine, Shizzle Max, said it great. The big three are set in stone, purely based off of them being given that title for the time period that made manga popular. The nuance is that Demon Slayer, despite being inspired by all of them, has outsold Bleach massively in terms of anime and manga. So it has surpassed one of the big three, and that's a fact. That is absolutely true. And I think that's where a lot of people are getting mixed up and saying that Demon Slayer should replace Bleach in the big three. First of all, the big three can't be replaced. That only refers to Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. There's no way to replace it. And yes, Demon Slayer has surpassed Bleach in manga sales. I think Demon Slayer has done like 100 million more volumes sold than Bleach, which is amazing, but you can't change the big three because it specifically refers to those three titles because of those specific reasons. And a couple of common misconceptions are the big three is whatever you want it to be. The big three is your favorite three, or the big three is constantly changing. No, none of those things are true. The big three does not constantly change. The big three is always and always will be Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. That is a fact that is set in stone, that the research can be done. And the big three isn't what you want it to be. You can't pick and choose. And controversial opinion, Dragon Ball Z is not in the big three. If anything, Dragon Ball Z is like the grandfather of the big three. And then you have the big three. Like this shirt is a perfect example. You got the Dragon Ball in the middle as the inspiration, and then Luffy's hat, Ichigo's Zanpakuto, and Naruto's headband right there, because they all kind of stem from the success and the way that Dragon Ball Z paved. That is the definition of how you determine what the big three is. There is no way around it. Now, you could make arguments for a new era big three. Totally can make arguments for that. Can make arguments for new gen big three, right? There's arguments to be made for those things, and I think that's fine. And I want to be clear to say that, like, honestly, what does anime tourist mean? You're just kind of here for a little bit or whatever. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a new anime fan. I have no hate in my heart for new anime fans or people that are casual anime fans. Please understand, I'm not saying anything like that. But when you are just casually into something or you're new into something, you shouldn't pretend to know something when you haven't really done the research and you're arguing with people that have been a part of this community for 25 years or more, right? That's just the way that it is. Happy to have you. So glad that the anime community is growing and there's so many more anime fans, but just do your research. And this is something that I just had to crash out on, because the big three is Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. And we have a massive anime tourist problem that people want to assume that they know what they're talking about without actually doing the research. And I don't even think that's just in the anime community. That's kind of culturally, we got a lot of that going on. But hey, happy to have you here. But if you think the big three is whatever you want it to be, you're wrong. And if you think Avatar: The Last Airbender is anime, you're also wrong as well. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, my friends, give it a thumbs up. That's free to do. It really does help. Like I always say, find somebody to love and serve today. Be the change you want to see in the world. See you next time.